Good morning, everybody. My goodness, what a beautiful day and what a beautiful place. Where am I, you might say? Well, I'm no longer in the desert. A 50-mile hitch, thank you, Larry. A half dozen different buses and a ferry ride over about 48 hours of travel have landed me here in Washington State on the beautiful Whidbey Island. Man, what a place. Right on the fringe of the Olympic Peninsula, on the Pacific Ocean. Like, it's just amazing, amazing. I'm here visiting with some friends, Paul and Jacqueline, and they were kind enough to let me stay at their home here for a couple of days. And as I prepare for my flip-flop, I guess to bring everybody up to speed, my permit was approved. July the 4th is my start date. Canadian border, southbound, all the way back down to Kennedy Meadows. Oh, the adventure will continue, and I am itching to get back into those mountains. Pretty much my plan, I guess, is I'm gonna head up to Mazama. There's a hostel up there, the Lion's Den, run by Lion. A wonderful woman I kind of chatted with, I guess, via text. I can't wait to meet her. And from there, I'll get to the trailhead, hike the 30 miles up to the border, get to that post pile, sign the log and all of that good stuff, and then turn around, start hiking southbound. Unfortunately, at the north end, 30 miles is as close as you can get by road to get there. So I got to hike that 30 miles up and then those 30 miles back down. But that's what I do. I love hiking. As I'm hiking, I will continue to put up videos and share my experiences along the way every couple of days. I'm not sure how much signal there is up in the Northern Cascades or in any place along this way. So I'm gonna do the best I can to keep those videos consistent. Right now, it's kind of the interlude, if you will. Just kind of killing time, waiting for my start day. And now that I'm up here, man, I'm just ready to go. But I had a wonderful time there in Kennedy Meadows, just sort of huckleberried my way through each day. Sometimes I'd go down to the river, it was really warm, and I'd go for a swim. There were a couple of stormy days, and pretty much just hung out up there at Kennedy Meadows for a while. And it's a very cheap place to stay and a very beautiful place. And it was terrible fun. But I will take a minute and answer a couple of the questions that people have asked going through. The first being, as I've lived in Wisconsin so long, a couple of folks had asked me about cheese curd withdrawal. And it is real. Fortunately, there is mozzarella sticks. And I found that in a town, if I can get some mozzarella sticks and eat those, it's fried cheese, so it's not quite the level of cheese curds, but what can you do? If you don't know what cheese curds are, go to Wisconsin and try them. They are the best. From a lot of people too, they ask, and I've answered it a few times in some of the videos over the years, but what I film and I edit everything with is just my phone. I don't have any other cameras. I don't have a laptop. I don't send it to anybody to edit. I film each day, and every evening before I crash out, I lay in my tent with my phone, and I try and edit stuff as I go and craft these videos. And that's just it. It's iMovies, I think, is the program on the phone. Comes with it, and with the phone itself, it's iPhone 12 and iMovies, and everything I do is with that. This one was from Oregon Mountain Life. He asked about the sun shirt that I wear, and you see a lot of folks have that sun shirt, and it's just the REI Sahara something or other, hooded sun shirt. It's a good piece of gear. It's really helped in the desert, and the hood on there I found, actually Dartmoor Paul, I believe, had asked about my floppy hat, and in the beginning I wore that quite often, and it really helped with the sun. After I kind of got a little tan going, and with the wind, it would blow it off a lot of times, and so I ended up not using the floppy hat quite as much. I'd use my buff or put that sun shirt hood up, and that did a pretty good job of protecting me from the sun and keeping me cool. I did not get rid of that floppy hat, however. That is a valuable piece of gear for so many uses. And one of them is the bugs. Floppy hat? How does that protect you from bugs, you might say? I have a head net. And when I put that head net over the top of that floppy hat, it comes down and gives me a little breathing room, and no mosquitoes can get through that. Where I'm going, I think as soon as the snow is gone, the mosquitoes will abound. But having lived in Wisconsin so long, I think that's the state bird of Wisconsin, to be honest with you, the mosquito. I've come to know the mosquitoes pretty well, and I can deal with them. You kind of just get used to them and not too troubled by them. I don't think that the Washington or Oregon or California mosquitoes are going to be more abundant than Wisconsin, but don't know. We'll find out. There was a question from Ingrid Saris. Ingrid had asked what I do when I'm not hiking, and I've worked so many different jobs. I was a teacher for a long time, a preschool teacher. Absolutely loved that. I've made books, I've worked in foundries, made motorcycle parts, I've delivered pizzas and all sorts of things, done a million different jobs. The job that I worked the longest time was a preschool teacher, and I really enjoyed that. All right, this one is from Aaron Valine. He had asked me 2 questions about the markings on the PCT, the blazes, and about my shoes. So if you've watched any of my Ice Age Trail videos, you'll know that the Ice Age Trail, the part that runs through northern Wisconsin, through the North Woods, swamps and all of that, sometimes there was very few blazes, and you're going through the swamps just kind of by the gut, or kind of by reckoning you're kind of heading the right way, and then you'd spot a blaze. And in some of those parts it was kind of challenging. The PCT, however, is the trail itself. I don't even think you need blazes. It's pretty well marked as far as just the wear and through the rocks, and so much so that you can stand up on these ridges and see the next 4 hours of trail stretching out ahead of you. So there's been no issue at all with that. The only time that the markings come in handy is when there's intersections with other trails, and then just the map or the blazes itself will get you through that, no problem at all. So far on the PCT, excellent blazing. Never a doubt as to whether you're on the trail or not. So the other question from Aaron was about my shoes. The shoes that I wear are trail runners, and they take a beating. They usually will last 500 or 600 miles. This time I was trying to push them for 700, and I kind of knew I might pay a little price for it, and I did. So it was not unexpected, but it kind of hurts, as every 600 miles, if I can have myself some shoes sent and waiting for me, I think I'll be all right and avoid any complications with the feet. When you're going through a lot of the wet stuff and your feet are constantly wet, that kind of wears on the feet a little bit, and I think that kind of works on the upper part of the shoes. I think it destroys them. The wet and dry kind of destroys the tops of the shoes, whereas the sandy grit of the desert kind of tears at the bottoms and the insides a little bit more. But other than that, I don't think either one is more or less damaging to the shoes. If you have any other questions just about me or my hiking or anything, please ask them. Love to share it. And with the food videos, I've had a lot of fun sharing those. I don't think I'm gonna make any more of them. Always get questions about what you eat, and especially with the cold soaking. And so it was nice to share that, and I hope that helps people. Call this an intermission, call this an interlude, call it what you will, but I am ready and itching to get going, and just about to do so. So July 4th, I will start, and probably then or shortly after, if I can get signal up there, I'm gonna try and put a video up then. If not, it will be shortly after, and then I hope to continue the regular schedule and share this adventure southbound, baby. That's it. Take care, everybody.